as far as the engage. It looks like no more supports, though, and they're just looking at Viper. Aatrox is one of his most played champions, and they do leave the Riven open, but they're not going to show first. FlyQuest can save their top lane pick here, wait for the entire Team Liquid comp to show, and still threaten a last pick Riven for Viper.
I was going to say that. There is a bit of crowd control for him. It's not too bad with Jarvan. You can just go ahead and get out of Cataclysm.
Yeah, Braum is definitely annoying for Riven.
It's annoying. You block that ultimate, you can save a lot of lives. You get in the chat here, you see DoubleLift on your screen. Might be a pick for Impact on that top side of the map. It's going to be the Ornn horn being called out. And they ring the dinner bell when these fights are going to be starting. Kobe, you kind of mentioned that Team Liquid is already building a composition that wants to fight. They put another egg in that basket.
I was pretty sure after yesterday's failures where they were unable to split the map, keep their victories coming in that way, they're going to go for some hard engage 5-on-5. And this is it. Jarvan, Ornn, Braum. Not much easier engage 5-on-5 that you can actually get. That front line is insane. Ornn's range is really long, and Jarvan has very quick initiations with Cataclysm to keep people in place. So what you do when you have these three champions, you're able to fish for picks with Zoe, and then have 3 giant AoE ultimates force the fight. So Team Liquid are going to go with a much more bread and butter objective control style where you can group up around the dragons, around the Baron, around Rift Tails types of things and try and force fights that way. Meanwhile, they do go with a last pick Mordekaiser here for Viper, which is one of the safer split pushers that can basically take one person into the Death Realm and buy time and go 1-for-1 at least if you send multiple people over there to gank him. Plus, Mordekaiser into Ornn, that is a dream matchup even for me. I got auto for the top lane. That sounds great to me. Pick me a Mordekaiser. Just try and bang on that Ornn for a while. And you should get some top lane priority there. So maybe we'll see Santorin heading more top triangle of the map to get FlyQuest off to an early start, because Lee Sin definitely has a lot of options there to work with.
So this becomes interesting to me. In your eyes, if you were that Mord, who would you pull in this fight? Do you kind of wait for an Ornn horn and then you yank Ornn? That's something I've never seen, but it's kind of conditional. Do you just go for DoubleLift? It's hard to get to the back line.
I for sure pull in Aphelios because that is...
Once you get to him.
Yeah, if you're talking dream scenario late game team fights...
We're always dreaming.
Bring me that 1v1 with Aphelios because that guy can do some damage, but he's not moving.
Not at all. We just heard about those jungling stats as well, not going too much towards the bot side of the map, so we'll see if Aphelios and Braum, DoubleLift and CoreJJ get a bit of love from Shernfire, or that protection is topside for Ornn, for Impact, and if Jensen's able to hold down PowerOfEvil Syndra. We're about to get onto the map. We're about to see if Team Liquid can tarnish the undefeated record FlyQuest right now coming into the spring split. We're about to be onto the Rift with Liquid versus FlyQuest, and let's see what these teams have for each other. Always enjoy a good Aphelios game. I've been playing Marksman lately, so we'll be going over that a bit, but not too much, I promise, as we head out 2 lanes. Pretty orthodox starts within the inventories. We're not going to see too much invading coming out of this. A line of scrimmage, not something you recently have been seeing.
Exactly. There's no sweepers. People are starting with level 1s, so probably not going to be one of those invades. Just drop your trinket ward, recall, go switch one over for the jungle right now. It should be fairly standard. Let's see. I would also think that Santorin might want to start red buff as well as Shernfire. Looks to be the case here. I mean, CoreJJ and Team Liquid do have the Braum, which is decent for invading, but they're just going to open up defensively as you're talking about and try and play it slow.
Slow walk-in. Impact just making sure if he can get eyes on Santorin. Small pings around. Just let them know where DoubleLift and the rest of the team is and where the start might be happening. So they guess red, and I guess that FlyQuest will also kind of give away that the red start's coming in from Santorin.
Yeah, both of these junglers really need the red to actually operate efficiently. Plus, red is just a much stronger buff than blue buff if you end up in one of those early fights. Jarvan and Lee Sin can both also go for level 2 possibilities. Don't think it's going to be the case here because of the lane matchups that we're looking at, but is going to be standard clear so far.
Conquer for both of those junglers, so if they see each other, a fight should be nice and fine between both. Always like to see Lee Sin hopping around in the early part of the game. blue buff for each now as they head to the other side of the map, so we'll keep tracking them. DoubleLift starting off with the Severum as you do, and Calibrum. Don't think they're going to go for a fast level 2 here as WildTurtle starts putting the damage down. IgNar staying close with the Guardian stacks. It's always annoying when you think you're going to get damage down. That prevents your initiation. Ooh. Beautiful aggression on the top side. So you talked about a bit about this and how you would take that Mord. Why does that matchup work so well?
Completely unanswered trade right there. Impact, Viper doesn't even get an auto attack back in trade. That was completely beautiful from Impact, dodging every single ability too. In the early stages, he's able to get the good trade here, especially with the grass proc. Mordekaiser, you need a couple extra levels, plus with the Conqueror, you're going to need more abilities to be able to stack it up faster. Impact, what he's doing there and what you could see, he's able to get in combat, get ready for his grass proc. He was able to land a really nice combo, and during the duration of the knockup, gets his auto off, backs off before Viper can answer at all. So he's got a nice health lead until he takes 2 tower shots, which equalizes it.
And it feels good for Santorin. He's looped all the way back around after Gromp here, so now he's topside for a bit of protection as well. He may expect Shernfire to be on the other side, but that's not going to be the case. Looks like they'll play it safe for now. Krugs seem to be cleared, and they just say, Viper, hang out. We're not going to go for too many ganks. Yeah.
All right, meanwhile, bottom side Scuttlecraft control here for Shernfire. Looks like he's got an open path to the bottom lane too. Analyst S was talking about lowest jungle proximity in the game for junglers and Team Liquid bottom lane up until this point. But Shernfire's looking to change that around early on. They do back off at the exact time, so it made him think that there was some vision there. And it's a little bit difficult for Braum to get a surprise engage on a Rakan Senna. Rakan Senna very good at evading there, so what he would have to do would be do the jump to a minion, like Q-Flash or something to get it started out. I still think, maybe wait around a little bit longer to make sure, but because of the movement in lane, it made Team Liquid think that there was a ward in the river and not up in the tri-bush, so definitely a nicely avoided gank there for FlyQuest.
And back towards the wolf camp for Santorin. Haven't seen him on the jungle or on the map too much just yet, so Liquid's still guessing where he may be at what time. Shernfire is going to go ahead and come up with top scuttle and bottom scuttle, so good job just cruising around the map trying to keep himself prevalent in CS. Santorin, I should say, keeps himself up. Mid lane, 34-30, as again Viper gets caught up on that volcanic eruption and the charge forward coming in from Impact. Having fun in that lane. He gets a bit of CS lead here that should be picked up by Viper as it gets knocked into the turret. Liquid already starting to put some forward wards in the side of FlyQuest jungle. See if these start to pay off when they can now track Santorin.
Yep, Viper has been taking a beating in the trades, really nicely done by Impact. But he's just looking to farm up, and at level 5, as long as he can get his recall off and teleport back, he should be able to, on first buy, put out a lot more pressure in the lane. Once you get your ultimate, then the jungler can't even come gank because low-level junglers going versus level 6 Mordekaiser, they just get sucked in and will get killed in the newly created 1v1. So Viper feels just fine, even though there have been some very good trades there for Impact thus far. And of course, Ornn, so much sustain because rushing the Catalyst here and has the biscuits coming in.
Yep. Quick cannon wave help coming in from Santorin so they can get the mid lane pushed. A really good gun to fight with here in Infernum and Gravitum. When you use that Infernum Q, you lock them down if you switch over to Gravitum because of that second-hand gun use. So really good combo DoubleLift has in lane. Weren't able to use it too much, but they do get lane aggression as WildTurtle is very low on mana right now.
And we got to highlight something here. So this is pro play, right? So there is a recall that has been called from mid lane here. As you can see, PowerOfEvil is on his way back to lane. Because of that desynced recall, mid lane priority transfers into a dragon. So that is Jensen not having to leave lane at all, but just the threat of that possibility means Shernfire and CoreJJ can pick it up.
Quick moves from TL, slowly starting things off in their favor. I don't think they need to push themselves into too many scary situations, don't need to find the dives, don't need to throw themselves in any lane. So we'll see if they just keep going for those objectives. Maybe next a Rift Herald, because there is 4.5 coming up for that Drake.
Yeah, like we went over in Champion Select, this Team Liquid composition is for sure focused on grouping for those objectives and trying to draw FlyQuest to them. Jarvan, Ornn, and Braum, really, really powerful team fight AoE ultimates. IgNar here actually slipped in, but he's going to find too many members. Now you're seeing what I was kind of talking about. Viper on first purchase. He's post level 6 now. You actually get to make use of your Conqueror summoners or Keystone, and he's getting a lot better of the trades nowadays.
Nice fat shield to keep coming, that health coming in and topped off. We'll see how it keeps going. 7-7 on that top side, as we see Impact keep it healthy with Grasp and that Catalyst in inventory to start things off as well. Jensen and PowerOfEvil, things have been pretty quiet here. We did see Santorin come to just push this lane in, and then both backed as they're even in CS. And just that lost chapter, so PowerOfEvil can keep spitting out the orbs and keep doing the damage. I'm sure he's itching to find a single target in one of these fights that he can first unleash his ultimate on, but he said it's going to be tough.
And guess what? The new favorite target of mid laners, post level 6, is the juicy junglers. They're just still walking around level 5, and if you are in a bad spot versus a Syndra, you get popped 100% to 0. Especially since Shernfire hasn't been able to go back to base yet to purchase any health, just sitting on the challenging smite. That's why there hasn't been a lot of extremely active presence here from the junglers. Shernfire going to try and take up the Rift Herald as well. As we talked about, Team Liquid want to group up on those objectives, 5 members strong. They've got the recall from their bottom lane. This has become extremely common. At 8 minutes is when Rift Herald spawns, so you usually see a little bit before that. Bottom lane's recall. They swap. And because Impact still has his teleport on Ornn, as you can see him down on the bottom side, that is just pure macro outplay from Team Liquid.
Yeah.
They made the swap first of their duo lane going to the top side. They sent their teleport advantage Ornn down to the bottom side. And there is nothing that FlyQuest can do about it. They don't want to fight an outnumbered scenario there, so they just lose another objective.
So many steps ahead on that, and we've even seen the variation of a team kind of taking that rift and then wanting to control mid with your duo. So then you have the Drake control as well. Really a lot of ways we're seeing that happen.
I actually really love the new Rift Herald. As we're going to see a gank here. Mordekaiser, Death Realm.
Crescendum turret down. He's got the Severum on the other hand. Yeah, you can't mess with that. You got to hit the Aphelios. You can't just dance around him. There's going to be another kill coming in for Impact as well. And DoubleLift comes up big with the Crescendum Severum combo as they are now going to use Shelly on top turret.
Yeah, I want to see the beginning of that to see how it started out, because exactly like you're talking about Aphelios with the Crescendum, when you're close range right that,
Just whips it out.
killing Mordekaiser in his own Death Realm is the biggest slap in the face too, by the way. This game is a beatdown. Team Liquid take 2 objectives uncontested, swap to the top side, and effortlessly win the first fight of the game.
So I can't wait to see that again. It's going to be good. So you see him throw down the Crescendum, and what you'll see happening in that is Crescendum throwing out Severum attacks as he is also using that.
Yeah, it's a great combo for the 1v1 with a melee champion. Possibly the best, because you have the sustain that you're talking about and the extra damage closer range. Look at those chakrams stacking up for DoubleLift. You picked a fight with the wrong guns right there.
Yeah.
Mordekaiser went at the wrong time. DoubleLift takes him down, and Riv, this is already just such a monumental advantage for Team Liquid, and they have such an easy team composition to play the game out as well.
Yeah.
It becomes very difficult to see the inroads for FlyQuest. They have to create some way more creative picks. They have to make vision plays. They have to snare somebody out of place, get IgNar in there with the Rakan to surprise somebody. Otherwise, Team Liquid can easily slow roll this game ahead. Infernal Dragon is up right now, so you just switch your bottom lane back down to the bottom half of the map. This is like clockwork here. They already have DoubleLift in place. They've got the vision in place. They're just running over this game, and FlyQuest can't do a single thing about it. Senna's top lane right now, so this is another uncontested objective. I mean, at what point is there gonna be any save from FlyQuest? I would say the time is almost over. It's almost 12 minutes into the game, and it's a landslide, Riv.
Everything's reactive. They're not being able to do anything before Team Liquid is moving. So the wards they're placing is an area Team Liquid's already going to be leaving. They don't really want too much of anymore. Bot side is going to be a bit of an advantage, but again, the numbers are always in TL's favor with the way they're moving right now.
And it's not like FlyQuest can be, okay, let's wait for late game. We're going to outscale them. That is not going to happen. The Team Liquid have Ornn for themselves. They get free money later in the game. So, well played. I mean, they won the objective game just basically on paper. You go down the checklist and you're like, yeah, Dragon number 1. Yeah, Riftail number 1. Sure. We'll throw in a kill on Mordekaiser in his own ultimate in a 1v1 by the marksman just for the extra mental edge that delivers.
I think that's the one FlyQuest wasn't expecting. You see an Aphelios coming out of lane without too many kills or anything to his name, you don't expect to be zeroed out immediately within your own ultimate. So you got to take consideration of the damage of the main and offhand guns of Aphelios.
And the purchase timings as well. I mean, we'd have to go back and look at the actual replay, but since it was off of the swap to top side, I would assume that DoubleLift had just gotten a purchase off, and because he had just walked to the top for that objective. Meanwhile, Viper, I think, had only gotten one purchase at that time.
Right.
And items in League of Legends are actually quite big. Gold difference doesn't mean anything until you go spend it. So, yes, that's how we have arrived here, Riv. And I believe we're in for more of the same. If you go down the checklist, let's try and predict the rest 10 minutes of this game, because it probably is only going to take another 10 or 15. But it's a very clear plan for Team Liquid. Top lane tower is already gone, so bottom lane outer is the next easiest target. Looking at the timers, they've got 2.5 minutes before Dragon gets there, so just move everybody down to bottom lane outer turret.
And take down Viper. It's just going to be a few more hits. They want DoubleLift to get it. He's playing on the ultimate of Mordekaiser right now, so they're just waiting for him to come back out. Nice job staying under the turret. He takes CoreJJ in to make sure he can't die, but also keeps alive. And nice little heady play there that keeps the turret up.
Yeah, that's a pretty funny little interaction, actually, because the Viper, he took on DoubleLift, and he's like, oh, I can't win that one again. Maybe I'll take CoreJJ. That's a better one.
But what if CoreJJ killed him?
Yeah,
that's
he knows, all right, the Braum is not going to kill me. This is a defensive ultimate. Just going to ult Braum so no one else can attack me. And even CoreJJ, taking the counter shots, he knows he's not going to die either because he just puts up the unbreakable on the edge. But it was really just a stall tactic, and it's still going to be more of the same here. Team Liquid got the objective that they were coming for. We said it was the outer tower. They got the outer tower. No kill necessary, no dive necessary. And guess what, Riv? There's only one outer tower left. Where should they?
I know where this is going.
It's really simple, honestly. When you have a team comp that can group up like this.
Oh, my word. And the other marksman is down to about half HP. Now CoreJJ is just going to step up. All right. Misses the concussive blow real quick. Looks like they get themselves to safety. Ornn's not going to do too much either. FlyQuest step forward and draw a few ultimates here out of Team Liquid.
Those are two of the big team fight ultimates. Ornn being down is definitely a big thing. And FlyQuest have to look for any opening. Yes, they don't have their Mordekaiser ultimate back up. And yes, the Zoe is starting to find some poke on people. But you gotta go for any small opening at the moment. Aphelios is top, and they don't have Ornn. Try and make a big play. Try and flash in there. They've got a Rakan engaged.
They're already walking Viper away, though, so it's not kind of even something they can put into the mix.
And this is what I was talking about. DoubleLift on screen was top side. You have an opportunity where the Aphelios isn't there.
Oh, and it's easy. He switches from Severum. Now he has Infernum. He can easily clear that wave and be on the turret if he wants to. It will pull pressure up from WildTurtle, though. Still making FlyQuest react left and right on the map. Heraldine, second rift is coming up, and it's going to be going down in favor of Team Liquid.
Here we go.
The quickness going in. This is the fight that FlyQuest is looking for. Team Liquid was split up. They do take down Shernfire. Senna all coming across, and they're going to be able to take down Santorin as CoreJJ finds himself some safety. Viper's in the mix, and it looks like he could go down right now. Infernum to grab some lockdown. DoubleLift gets a double kill in this fight. And now IgNar and PowerOfEvil are just heading into the den of death. It's not looking good. PowerOfEvil goes down. IgNar's out of here with a battle dance. And it looks like Turtle is going to be chased out by Impact, maybe even under the turret to finish this one off. And it won't be enough as FlyQuest limp out of this and second Herald goes to Liquid.
Yep, they swing and they miss. I honestly, though, I was really encouraging the swing. So, you know, Rift Herald goes down. They're going to get the outer turret here for Team Liquid. Then they will easily be able to pick up the next dragon. But now we got to start taking bets on the ending of the game. What time we're looking at? Charge number 2 Ooh. Gets off from Herald number 2, and Team Liquid can get a full reset. Ahead 5,000 something gold, I believe. Let's take another look at the attempt here, because FlyQuest know they have to make something happen. Herald is about to go down. So IgNar, he actually all-ins as CoreJJ's Unbreakable goes down. So even though it is a Braum, they're trying to say, okay, maybe we can get a burst here. Attempt number 2 at Viper, trying to take down DoubleLift, gets off the ultimate, but he just gets kited in there. Even with the Gravitum, DoubleLift is able to pull it off there with the Aphelios. And once that happens, it is curtains for FlyQuest.
It was such a disjointed fight to start, too. I think all of that pressure right onto CoreJJ, though, and having the stopwatch, almost resets the fight for Team Liquid. They're able to find all their fights and give DoubleLift enough time to walk in from his journey in top lane. Another Drake picked up. We do see that it is Cloud that has taken over the Rift, and this is going to be Soul Drake coming in now for Team Liquid as they can pick up next one in 5 minutes. That'll be around 23.
Yeah, this is only 18 minutes into the game. Double item power spike for DoubleLift here.
Good.
He annihilates team fights. With the Runaan's Hurricane, it just synergizes so well with the different guns. And it's just an easy group up for Team Liquid because Braum, Ornn, very, very good heal and protection for an Aphelios. Yep. And we've seen already, even if Mordekaiser gets the ult on Aphelios, DoubleLift is the same level as the solo laner. This is a level 11 Aphelios, also level 11 Mordekaiser. So you're not winning the 5-on-5, you're not winning the 1-on-1.
Nope.
You're gonna have to, catch somebody sleeping out of position here.
How much money you got? 1,300. I want to see what he buys next. He just goes for damage. I mean, Impact has that chance to be able to give him the Molten Edge in the end. And that does some dirty, dirty damage.
Spy games. This is the hope. You gotta catch them. 2v1 scenario here. Maybe Jensen walks up too close. He still has flash on Zoe, and he's got a barrier on W, so it's fairly defensive. Unlucky there.
Oh, look at this flank coming in, PowerOfEvil and Santorin. Santorin's like, sorry, I'm out of here. IgNar wants to help, though. Last-ditch effort to get the team out of this. Santorin stays a little too long. He goes down to about 10% HP. He'll be fine, though. That's more than 10%. Use the number throw. Ornn goes out. Dinner Bell's going to be over onto WildTurtle. He goes down to the paddle star of Jensen. That's a Drowsy. They know where he is across the wall. Here comes another one. Nice block by IgNar. And it's going to be enough to keep both of them alive. Viper's doing what he can topside to stop this onslaught coming in from Team Liquid right now. They are just not stopping.
Yeah, this is definitely that Simpsons gift where they are already dead. Team Liquid just keep on stomping them here. 20 minutes in.
There's much that in that category. I'm in danger.
Yeah. And the Cloud Soul is coming up in 3 minutes. Maybe they'll take it, maybe they won't. But here's another look at it. At this point, yeah, you got to set up 2v1s. You got to set up surprise. Okay, maybe we'll catch somebody and get a kill somewhere. Once Jensen sniffs it out there, though, puts the controller over the top, it's an easy collapse for Team Liquid. You don't really even need to go over this replay as it is just chasing them down through the jungle. In fact, gets the second knock up there, and that is another kill for Team Liquid. All right, FlyQuest, send at this point, you got to set up manageable quests for yourselves. You always, in your own life, Riv, you need to set goals that are achievable. So, achievable goal for FlyQuest, set a bounty on somebody's head and try and get a kill on one person. I say Shernfire is the target. It's a warrior Jarvan, not that tanky. Yes, he does have stopwatch, but he's actually easier to kill than even a Braum. So set a reasonable goal here. If they can get a kill onto Shernfire, that'll be a boost of morale.
I like it.
Can they catch him off guard?
DoubleLift did come in today saying he was going to cut down FlyQuest trees.
They have
so far done a fantastic
There haven't even been Ocean Drakes.
I know. I don't know how they planned it. They've been doing real well at cutting these trees down. Still some planted, though, so they're kind of just going against their own role. 7-2. We'll see what they can get out of this. Demolish falls off. Just waiting for that last stack to go back on here. PowerOfEvil standing tall, trying to get some orbs on the ground so he can maybe unleash a nice ultimate down to Shernfire, who is putting himself to the right side, but still a tentative engage. No, not anymore. They throw down the Ornn horn. That was for the retreat. Nice fake out impact.
Yeah. Well, all right. I mean, next one is going to be a pickup of the Cloud Soul and then a Baron. Or maybe a Baron first, Riv. Which way you like your buffs, huh? Honestly, Team Liquid have their choice of the litter. FlyQuest, you cannot fight this grouping of 5-on-5, so it's so simple for Team Liquid to just go wherever on the map they please. As long as they have 5 members, they will not lose. So FlyQuest got to get creative, send somebody into a side lane to push by themselves. Maybe you can create something because Jensen's fishing around for bubbles.
Oh, he's not going to go forward.
Yeah, Impact still doesn't have his Ornn ultimate, but maybe they'd be able to reach for it. Looks like a Cloud Soul is on the menu, my friend.
It is. They are going to head towards the bot side. I don't know if, like you said, FlyQuest wants to fight for this. They'll say maybe the Baron's the better 50-50 to a chance of steal. Cloud's not really going to put Liquid over the edge on this one. So they choose to stay back, make sure that everything is right as rain in front of the base, get some more wards out, because as you can see, Liquid has made it completely dark on FlyQuest's side of the map, so they don't really have a choice but to walk out as a team and get some of these wards down right here.
Relaxing Sunday for everyone to start off here. Just kind of watching Team Liquid roll over. Yeah.
And we just need the ocean drink.
Chilling, everybody chilling in here. Nice. FlyQuest trying to clear out some wards there around Baron. They know that is the next site.
Yeah.
You go down the checklist. Once again, Riv, the bottom half of objectives been taken, so top half, here we go.
Love these checklists.
Yep.
It's gonna happen. So 5.5 for Elder. Whether we make it there or not, Team Liquid has put on quite a showing here to fix a few of the why did you do that? What is this? How is the game not ending situations? And they just seem to be playing much more collective as a team and on board with everything that's been happening.
Yeah.
Pushing into the jungle.
I wonder too. I don't know if there have been any updates on the. Okay, we've got a red buff attempt from Santorin and FlyQuest, and WildTurtle gets it. Count one. That's in the books. Red buff for Turtle. Achievable goals, Riv.
Actually, let's check out Turtle. Where is he at? He is currently at 39 souls. You want to hit that 40 mark. 39 souls. He does have.
Ooh, that's going to be an extra range boost,
It will.
baby.
Little range boop. Let's go.
Range and red buff? Talk about power spike.
We'd love the RFC right now, but Rapid Fire Cannon is a ways away as he's sitting on 600 gold. That 40, it'll come in. He has no souls to actually go for right now. One in the mid lane actually is going to be big for him. Baron's getting started up. Don't hit the ward.
Hey.
Give vision.
Hey, look at this.
Where?
Mordekaiser's taking a turret too. That's going to be some turret money.
That's big.
Turret money.
Looks like they actually want to fight for Elder on this one. Maybe they feel like they can stop the Baron from happening.
Santorin
watch. The Baron minions coming in the base. They are going to put a little bit of pressure on this. Shernfire's into the Zanyas. That means he's not going to be in the pit to smite this. Down to 4,000 HP, and they're going to lose Shernfire. Do they really want Baron now? WildTurtle goes down. Even Summoner Heal will not keep him alive on this one. Scatter the weak backwards isn't going to be enough as Jensen is able to get the kill on PowerOfEvil as this fight gets a bit scattered itself. Viper is making work on the bot side of this map and possibly getting a second tier for himself and FlyQuest. It's now the game of cat and mouse between Santorin, IgNar, and the rest of Liquid.
Actually, Rakan and Lee Sin is a very good combo for hide and seek because they both have multiple dashes. They can help each other.
You got Cloud Drake helping you out in these scenarios, too?
All right, they make it out. FlyQuest take down the mark. Shernfire was the quest I set before, Riv.
Boom.
Quest turn in for FlyQuest. They got him and they got the bottom tower. That's a 2-for-1.
That
baby.
box has been inked. We move on to the next one. We'll see where that is, and it's going to be. It gets a little tougher. Each box gets smaller and smaller, harder to check, but they're making it happen. And here's how they did it this time.
All right, so I had my eyes on Santorin, maybe going to go for the steal. But look at Shernfire walks right up. He does a very good stopwatch to immune the damage from Syndra, but as soon as he gets out of it, IgNar is there, they lock him up, FlyQuest get the kill. on the jungler, which stops the Baron. As much as a meme as it was, the quest on the jungler, that was the key kill for this play to stop the Baron. They did that. They accomplished it. They get more time in the game.
Turtle save. I was going to say, everything was cool, calm, and collected until they went to 4-staff. FlyQuest is always going to be all over that fight. They may not go for soul, but they will be there for the 50-50. Still great scores around the board for Liquid. They're still feeling comfortable. It's just, how do they now get into FlyQuest base?
And let's go over the possible strategies when you're this far behind. It literally is, you send someone to split push and you go for the steal. You don't try and fight the 5-on-5. You go for the Hail Mary, the big play.
Yeah.
You just try and send Santorin and some distraction. If he can get that steal, that buys you more time. That can extend your life in the game. He's going for it.
Santorin, you can find your way there. He gets a little bit of help from IgNar. Oh, he gets exploded. His Moonlight Vigil comes over the wall. The Infernum alternate spreads out and destroys Santorin. FlyQuest are now getting torn apart left and right. It is going to be Impact on the backside, holding WildTurtle and Viper hostage in this one. And they're going to eventually go down as DoubleLift finds his way in. Impact says, at least one for me. I did a lot of the work.
Oh!
Here comes Jensen. He's trying to find IgNar, and TL's going to be heading for FlyQuest base.
Give them a run for their money, IgNar. Shernfire's over the wall. Oh no!
Oof, still had the ultimate after that. That's when you know things are just a little too surplus for TL when they have fights and ults after the initial fight.
Riv, it's a tragedy. I've just been informed that was IgNar's first death of the split. Oh, just before the game goes down. Team Liquid now with Baron buff looking to finish it off.
And they've put some great touches on this one, maybe pushing away a few of the naysayers and still have the final form to show us. But they will not go too much of a deficit on that scoreboard. They're looking to go 2-2 with one Nexus turret going down here against FlyQuest. FlyQuest holding off for a little bit longer, but on the iron lung as this game almost comes to a close.
Yep, definitely true. Baron and Powered Recalls go out for Team Liquid. They still have a minute and a half by the time they get back to the base here with the Baron buff, so they should just be able to end it. But
yeah, with
the Elder Dragon coming up, Team Liquid were a little bit antsy. Hey, if we throw it, diving, Nexus or Fountain or something there, then the Elder Dragon is a possible swing for FlyQuest. So they don't want any chance like that to come back into the game. So Team Liquid off the reset, again, trying to catch someone in the jungle.
Look at how strong they know they are. Literally just walking into the jungle. They care not for where FlyQuest is or how many members will be around the corner. A double kill for DoubleLift once again on the scoreboard. 7-1-2 for him to end off this game. And it looks like they're going to be putting that finishing touches on that last Nexus turret. Here it goes. Getting inside the base. FlyQuest doing what they can with the last three members, and TL will bring themselves to 2-2, and they're going to do that over FlyQuest in pretty nice fashion in a humdinger of a game coming out of Liquid.
Oh, Fountain kill. Nope, Nexus is down. Team Liquid will take the game, evening up at 2-2 for the beginning of the split.
Smiles all around. I'm sure the few games that they have had to just drag out just don't feel good to them. It has to feel bad. That's not their play style. You don't like getting into those situations where it's just going to be, hey, this is going to happen until 40 minutes. Let's do something else.
Yep. Team Liquid with the group as 5 and Smash composition did just that. Earning all the early objectives uncontested. Just created a really big deficit. FlyQuest unable to really do anything in the late game to get back at it.
Impact in the top side, drawing a bit of pressure to start. I don't even think the idea was kind of really to be like, hey, okay, Viper will just absorb, he'll be fine, but giving Impact that slight bit of lead and not giving him trouble, I think, is a problem for Ornn. Ornn's always going to be Ornn, even if you take him out. So when he goes level, he's going to be a big Ornn.
Yep, there's no comeback from this one for FlyQuest.
No, sir.
But they still are 2-1. This is the first loss of the entire split. So I think they still need to come in with an even keel. Tomorrow, refocus. That type of game, they're at the later stages, like we were kind of talking about, there's not a whole lot that you're still looking for. So it's mostly going to be a refocus for them.
I like that you say refocus because tomorrow is Dignitas. It's going to be another tough matchup for them. For more on that victory, Gabby is standing by with Team Liquid's Weapon of the Faithful.
Weapon of the faithful indeed. DoubleLift with another strong performance to bring a victory into the pocket of Team Liquid. But my first question to you is concerning just general laning. A lot of lane swaps happening from certain teams, but it's taking some time to figure out exactly when to make that switch back. For you in particular, you got pretty high level off of that decision and able to have the effectiveness of almost a solo laner in the way that you could get to that. So how do you feel that your just understanding of the laning phase right now is working for that swap?
Yeah, so I think everyone knows that BetterBot wins, and at 8 minutes you swap and you go for the Herald, and then usually the Herald gives you control for the rest of the game unless you're bad. And then, so like, usually when we lost, like last 2 games that we lost C9 and Dignitas, they did 8-minute swap, we didn't punish, like we couldn't do anything about it. Both times I was playing Senna, who's like the worst wave clearing AD in the game, so I think I'm gonna stop playing like doggy ADs like that. And yeah, I think overall, like our team is pretty weak at the moment. So the 8-minute swap is something that we're working on, which every team is working on, honestly, simultaneously. I would just say it kind of sucks at the moment because like laning phase doesn't actually matter that much. All that matters is champion picks bot lane and whether or not you can push out at 8 minutes and do the swap. Obviously, there's a lot more nuance to that, but like I don't really get to lane, you know, like most matchups I feel like I would smash if we were actually laning for like 10 or 15 minutes. But because like the game just gets blown open like that, you don't actually get to interact with your laner as much. So I think our team gets like kind of screwed a little bit by the meta.
Well, you just said that you're not feeling very confident in your team's performance currently, but if you're looking at some nuanced moments, for instance, a fight at 16-20 that should have been in FlyQuest's favor because they had you separated, still went your way. A game yesterday against Dignitas only losing a support in a battle in which you were all outnumbered. So is it that strength of your roster from past seasons that even when you're not feeling as confident now, can still handle yourself effectively in those moments?
Yeah, I'd say like overall, the level of play this split has been surprisingly low. So there's a lot of instances where like a team has a huge advantage and then they just mess it up like really bad. So I mean in the game, for example, this game, like Viper just kept ulting me as Mord, but Mord loses 1v1 to Aphelios. If he ulted anybody else, it would have been way better. But like he just kept going for me. I don't really understand why. Maybe they'll like talk to him about it in the review or something. But like there's like a lot of just like humongous misplays, right? Like this game, like Impact missed his ult like multiple times as Ornn. There's just a lot of mistakes, I think. And so both teams are like, I think like every team in the LCS right now is trying to figure out like why our stage games are so bad. Because when I scrim, you know, there's not so many like big mistakes in team fights and stuff like that. But our team handles the pressure pretty well. You know, we stay pretty calm when it's team fight time. Usually there's not a lot of talking actually.
Well, in the great debate of how much weight should be placed on Team Liquid's early performance, well, they have chopped the trees for the first time. So for more on this game, let's send it over to the State Farm Analyst Desk.
Thank you, Gabby. Team Liquid moving to 2-2.